Sup? This is Alex Shu coming at you with another episode. This episode, I want to talk about my aunt's 2007 Toyota Corolla. Okay, it's very difficult to start. It's hard to start. You understand? And I solved it. It's not the ECT sensor. It's not the fuel filter. It's actually the wiring problem. Wire problem. Okay. But anyway, before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name's Alex Shu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, in 10 days, in exactly 1 month, I'll be 53, okay? My birthday is February 8th, 2024. I'll be 53, okay? If you look at my belly, see? Not fat or anything. I don't have any beard belly. Look at that. You can see I don't have any muscles. I never work out. I never go to the gym. How do I keep it like this? I'm almost 53. If you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com, I have lots of testimonials from Amazon customers. Most of them give me 4-star, 5-star. You want to look like me when you're 53? Livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com. Link is at the bottom of this video. Oh, look at my hand. My hands are still dirty because I just fixed my aunt's car, right? But anyway, today I want to talk about some issues that might occur in your Toyota Corolla. It could be anywhere from, your Toyota could be 2006, 2005, whatever. I'm gonna show you the problem, okay? How to fix it if your Toyota Corolla is hard to start, okay? Okay, this car that I'm working on today is a Toyota 2007 Corolla, okay? 2007 Corolla, and this is my aunt's car. She said the car doesn't start. I mean, the car is very hard to start, She could crank it so many times. She could crank it like 20 times. It just doesn't start. Then finally it starts after she cranked it for a long time. So she gave the car to me, and I tried to figure out what's going on, And because the fuel filter was also pretty old. She never replaced the fuel filter. The car has 160,000 miles on it. So I replaced the fuel filter and the fuel pump anyways because, it could be the fuel system, right? Maybe the fuel pressure is too low because the fuel filter is stuck, right? So I went ahead, okay, I basically took out the fuel filter and I replaced it. But no, it did not solve the problem after I replaced the fuel filter, right? So I know it's not the fuel system, right? I crank it, it just doesn't start, right? Then I realized something. If you crank it when the engine is cold, it starts. I mean, it's still hard to start, but it starts after you crank it twice. It starts. But when you try to crank it, like when it's hot, the engine is hot, it just doesn't start anymore. Then I have to fucking use the engine starter fluid. I have to spray engine starter fluid into the air filter box, right, in order to make it start. So I think what happened is the ECT sensor is broken. ECT is engine coolant temperature sensor, Because when that thing malfunctions, right, the engine will have a very hard start, So I'm not sure, So what I did is ECT sensors are so cheap anyways. I bought it online on eBay, right? I bought one for like $10. Shipped to my house within 3 days. But guess what? I installed the new one, okay? This is where the ECT sensors are. It's on the driver's side, okay? See, the driver's side has the battery box. It also has the air cleaner, air filter, right? You have to remove the air filter. You have to remove the hose of the air filter so you could get a pretty good look at it. It's somewhere near, at the right side, at the driver's side of the engine. The ECT sensor is right at the right side of the radiator hose, the radiator hose connects to the engine, right? It's exactly at the right side of the radiator hose. Then you use a thin wall, 19 millimeter thin wall socket, right, to basically screw it out. And I replaced the new part. It didn't work. The new ECT sensor was worse than the old one. I bought it on eBay. It's a piece of shit. It didn't work. How do I know it doesn't work? Because when I turn the key on, it shows the engine is hot. Okay, I have not driven this car for 24 hours, okay? I have not driven this car for the entire day. How can the engine be hot? And then I try to turn on the car. It just doesn't turn on. So I have to pull out the new part. I have to put back the old part, okay? The old ECT sensor. Guess what? After I did that and I connected the wire, and it worked. It worked. I mean, the car is no longer hard to start. The car is no longer hard to start. I mean, when I turn the key, I start the car, the engine would run like within 1 second. I tried it many times. No, I solved the problem. Just by pulling out the old ECT sensor, right, and then replace it with a new one. New one's a piece of crap, so I pulled the new one out, and then I put the old one back, and I connect the wires back to the old one, and now it starts like a charm. So I realized something. It's the wiring problem, okay? The wire is faulty, you know? Maybe the connection is faulty. Maybe there's too much dust. You know where the plug, the wire plug that plugs to the ETC sensor, maybe the dust has stored inside the plug, right? And basically made the connection bad. You understand? It's a bad connection. So I pulled it out a couple times, reinsert it back in a couple times, and now the car starts like a charm. So maybe it's the wire. You know, I've seen this before. I've seen this before on my friend's car. 10 years ago, my friend's car, it's also a Japanese car. It had the same problem, you know, hard to start. Went to the mechanic. He spent $600, and it did not work. The mechanic took his money, okay, and the car still cannot start. Very, very difficult to start. And when he's starting the car, I took a hammer, I tap it on his engine a few times, and the car starts right up. So I think it's the wiring problem, okay? The wire has gone bad, or the connection is dirty. All you need to do is pull the connection off from the ECT sensor, right? Clean the connection somehow. Clean it. You know, clean it somehow, and then put the connection back onto the ECT sensor, and the car starts like a charm, you know. Anyway, that's all I want to say for this episode. Thanks.